Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry Collection, and finding an anime devotional for OTAKUS, which is free on a variety of platforms. I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Happy Friday, my friends! I cannot believe it is May. My kiddos and I were just talking this morning as of filming this video, and we're like, it's May. It's May. Like, what in the world? It is May. We are so shocked, and it's just really surreal that we're already here. I'm like, summer is about to hit, and I am not ready. But today, I am totally ready to just gush about all the manga I've read this month, and it's funny because I'm pretty sure in my first reading wrap up, that I did last month. I was gonna say my last, like it was my previous one, but it was also my very first one, so it can't be the last. Anyway, I felt that month that I read a lot of manga that typically I don't read that much, but this past month was Shay Geeks Out. She hosted the 30 and 30 manga challenge where you tried to read 30 volumes of manga within last month, and I participated in that, and I was really shocked because not only did I read 30 volumes, if I split the omnibus that I read of a series last month, I think I read like over 40 volumes of manga, and I'm just mind blown. I'm just seriously mind blown. Like, I was like, that is so much manga. So I'm going to talk about what I read this month. If I have any reviews, I won't go as in depth with those. But like last month, I'll go ahead and kick off with the writer's update. I don't have much to update, but I officially did get my cover. It is so shiny. I will share the preview image that I shared with my newsletter subscribers. There it is. There's my main character, Maho, and the cover just absolutely blew me away. Well surpassed, exceeded any kind of expectation I had. Just so happy. Right now it's with a friend's daughter, and she is going to basically put the text on it and get it nice and, or I was gonna say nice and pretty. It's already pretty, but even prettier. I didn't do anything on the fictional end of writing, but I did write 3 posts for Beneath the Tangles because the new anime season aired, and I wrote a first impression on Heroines Run the Show, I believe is that. I need to catch up on that. I really liked the first episode. Had to think about that. I was about to say first volume. I also did a first impressions post of Love All Play, which I really enjoyed. The voice acting is so good. The teacher in that anime also does the voice acting of Zoro, and it is everything. I totally geeked out. Like, my husband and I actually rewatched the scene with the teacher just to hear this teacher talk in the voice of Zoro. It was everything. It was so good. That's another good one I need to catch up on. And then I also contributed to a group first impression of Spy Family, which is amazing. Everybody should be watching it. That and Kong Ming, because Kong Ming, your boy Kong Ming, is so very good. So I wrote those three, contributed to one. I'll leave a link down below if you'd like to see any of my thoughts on those anime for the first episode. I feel like that was my big thing. I've been working on formatting for the volume 2 of Finding on Anime, and that's really about it. So I thought I'd just share those things first because I'm really behind on anime, but I really was excited that I was able to contribute with 3 pieces. Like, yes, I felt like accomplished. It's like, I tried so many anime this past season. Anyway, let's go ahead, dive into the manga I read this past month. So I'll start with the digital. The first digital manga I read at the beginning of last month was Getting Closer to You, and this was so good. Oh my goodness, like, this is almost like peak fiction for me when it comes, maybe not peak fiction, but when it comes to, goodness, I'm getting like tongue-tied because I'm so excited, but when it comes to my ultimate favorite genre, it is shoujo manga meets sports manga combined in one, and Getting Closer to You absolutely fulfilled that. I really enjoyed it. Volume 2 is out, and I must get it because honestly, I love reading that kind of like mashup of manga. It is absolutely my favorite. Very much enjoyed it. Love the main character, and I love the like humor where she's just obsessed with muscles, and like she even has a nosebleed at one point, and it is so funny. Like, I literally laughed on the floor reading that manga. It was just so very good. So very good. I realized this past Wednesday I gushed about it too, so I'm trying to like reel it in. If you want to see that video, here's a link to it in the cards. But it's very good. Definitely recommend it. The other digital manga title that I read this past month was Crimson Prince, and I read this for the ABCs of Shoujo Manga, the video series that I'm doing on Beneath the Tangles. This was such an unexpected read for me because I originally, don't ask me why, okay guys? Don't ask me why, but I originally thought that the main character was a vampire. I'm not into vampires, but the manga looked super cute. It was 99 cents, and I was like, why not? Let's give it a try. And I went to start reading it, and it was actually a demon prince, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, how did I make this mix up? But it was very cute. It was has a very nice paranormal shoujo vibe kind of thing with, I think, a very cute upcoming romance. The main character is so adorable because he basically comes to the human world. He has to find the person that's going to wreak all this havoc on the demon realm, and in the process he might start having feelings for a certain young lady, and he might not have any zero nada experience with humans, and it's just very, very good. Well, not humans, but life on Earth, I should say. It was a really cute read. It surprised me in many ways, and if my library had it, I definitely would keep reading because I really liked the romance aspect and just the cuteness that involves the main character because he's just so naive, and it's just so funny when he is thrown for a loop with these humans. It was good. It was good. All right, those were the only 2 digital manga title I read this past month. Let's go ahead and go into the paperbacks. As I promised my oldest, I did read Dinosaur Hour. It was the first read of last month. It was very fun. There's so many dinosaurs that were mentioned, but the art is really cute and the story, I mean, I feel like each chapter hits the same humor beats, but it has different dinosaurs, and each chapter for the most part does feel unique, and it definitely stands on itself. Like, so I guess you would say it's very episodic, but it was great, and I could see why my kiddo really, really enjoyed this. And this is one that I would definitely recommend to any kid or just an adult that likes dinosaurs and wants to sort of learn more about dinosaurs. Maybe not learn about dinosaurs as much as like see your favorite dinosaurs in these humorous situations. Like, let me see if I can find a really good example. I know there was one. Yes. Wait, was this the one? This is not the one, but there was a ghost story of sorts that was involving like the T-Rex and these 2. I can't remember the name of these dinosaurs, but I really like them and they were just so funny. They have a few encounters throughout the manga, and it was just so cute. Same as like this, look at the T-Rex. They were trying to teach him like he needs to have his tail up, but when he puts his tail up, oop, wrong way. Yeah, here we go. Look, he falls over. So it was cute. It was a fun read, and I'm really glad that I read it for my kiddo. We are hoping to do a video review together this summer when he is out for school. Oh my goodness, so excited to talk about this one. I also talked about this manga this previous Wednesday, and that is Sadako and Nada. This is actually a 4-volume series, but I could not find volume 4. Well, I'll take that back. I did find volume 4. It wasn't the price I wanted to pay, but I really, really enjoyed this. Like I said, I shared much more in depth in my Top 5 Wednesday video, but I highly recommend this Josei series. It is excellent. It's so much fun. It's just a cute and heartwarming story, and I learned so much about Nada's culture and just her religious beliefs, and because she's from Saudi Arabia and Sadako is from Japan, and they become roommates in the United States. I believe they're both going to university. Yes, they both go to university, not the same one, but it was just so great, and it was such an unexpected goodie for me because I just didn't expect to love as much as I did, but I absolutely love this. I mean, I got this from my library and then went and promptly bought the first 3 volumes for myself, so it's very, very good. Oh my goodness, I was so excited to finally read this series, and that was Rosie in the Labyrinth. I do have a video review up of this. This series did not disappoint. It was so good. Thank you, Maeve at Maeve Ever Reading. Oh my goodness, it was just so moving. I teared up at the end. Just volume 2 was excellent. I reread volume 1 and it's just so good. Like the whole series, like if you love fantasy with a little bit of paranormal and then you want a main character that's so very much like Anya, then yes, because this definitely has the found family tropes and just so many good things. The humor, I wouldn't say is as strong as it is in Spy Family, but it's still very good. And I love these characters and it was so great. This is one that I am definitely going to be rereading in the future because I really love the themes and just I love our main girl, Rosie. Probably my favorite read from last month, I feel like this is a hands down, this was my favorite read, is I'm the Villainess, so I'm Taming the Final Boss. Oh my goodness, my review of this series is coming out next Friday. I am hyped for this series. I am hyped for the anime. Oh my goodness, this is so very good. There are not enough good things I could gush about this series. It was so well done and just, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I'm here for it. If I know there's light novels, I'm on the fence about getting them, mainly because I don't know. I was gonna say I want more of this series, and I do want more of this series, but I'm like, am I willing to commit to buying the light novels? Because I have not been reading any novels, including the light novels that I own. So I'm like really, really hesitant, but I just, oh my goodness, I love this series so much. So stay tuned for all my ramblings, all my gushing, because everybody who loves like isekai, otome games, redeemed villainous must read this series. It is so well done. This, honestly, I said was peak fiction for the redeemed villainous genre. I mean, this set the bar, and I just need more of this. Like, I honestly just reread this the other day because I enjoyed it that much. The biggest series, I was going to share all the volumes, but I think I'm just going to keep my stack there, is that I read Fruits Basket. And I just want to do a shout out to everybody that watched that video review that I did. I'll link it here. It was very, very emotional. And I truly and genuinely appreciate all the support, all the love, all the encouraging words. You guys are amazing. And I can't even put into words how healing it was to be able to share that video and then just have such support. Like, it really has helped me. I feel like I've been able to just move forward in areas of my life that I didn't know that I was struggling with, especially when it came to, I feel like, just pressure from, I'm not gonna say society, I'd say some of that was just self-pressure, but I feel like just a letting go of burdens and whatnot. And it just was so freeing. And even though this is not a favorite series for me by any means, I am so very thankful that I read this series. It was deeply moving, very triggering, but it was very powerful, I feel like, in the healing that took place in my life for me after I did read this series. Again, I have that video up if you like to see all my thoughts. Very, very emotional, and I totally understand if you don't finish it, because one of my friends reached out and was like, I wasn't able to finish that, and that's totally okay. So I just want to say thank you again to everybody just for their love, their support, and their kind words. It means so very much, and I'm thankful that I finally do know who these characters are, and it has been nice to be able to have conversations and discussions about these characters with people that I know. Probably my second favorite read for this month was this beautiful and super cute josei series, and that is We Swore to Meet in the Next Life, and That's When Things Got Weird. Oh my goodness, this was so wholesome. It was so beautiful, and I absolutely love this. I also have a video review coming at some point. I don't know when, but at some point I am sharing my thoughts on this series because it was just everything. I read it, I think it was the day my kiddo, my oldest, was super sick for like 4 to 5 days. I mean, he was sick for a really long time. And I think it was like that Friday or one of the Fridays of this month, my daughter had a double ear infection and an eye infection, had just recovered from a stomach virus, and then my oldest is super sick with a stomach virus. And I honestly just needed something that was very lighthearted, would not make me think, and this series delivered. I read all 3 volumes in one sitting. I have not done that in quite some time. I did not expect to cry at the end. It was so moving. Like, the main story itself was great, but then like with each volume, you get like a flashback to who they were in their past life. Oh my goodness. And it was so moving. It wrecked me. It wrecked me. I was like, oh my goodness, I did not expect this. I highly, highly, highly recommend this series. Do not be turned away from the 22 age gap, 22-year age gap. Yes, in 22 years, but it is so well done. It is so well handled. And I loved how it was addressed in this manga, how it was dressed between these characters. It was just so very well done. It has set the bar for other age gap manga. Like, yes, I mean, it was just so well done. And I would just highly recommend it. I'm so thankful that I picked it up for my birthday because I saw it at, I believe it was Second and Charles, and I just absolutely love it. Very, very, very much. To wrap up the month of April, I read Harus Curse, and it was so very good. I was able, thankfully, to go to Marg's live stream. I'll leave a link here. It was so much, I'd say so much fun to talk about this manga. I feel like there was great discussion. I don't know if it was always fun discussion, given the topic and what was talked about and things that happened in Harus Curse, but this really was an unexpected read. This would definitely be, I feel like, number 3 in my favorites this month. I forgot about Getting Closer to You. So for paperback wise, okay, we would say this is the 3rd favorite because it just was very unexpected. I didn't know really anything about this. This isn't something I would have picked up for myself, but then when I got reading it, I mean, I was so invested and pulled into these characters' lives. I decided not to do a video review, and I'm glad that I didn't because I talked so much not to talk so much, that sounds bad when I say it that way, but just a discussion, and was able to share some things that had been on my mind. I mean, one of the things I really, really enjoyed, well, it sounds weird to say really, really enjoyed, but I appreciated very, very much the realistic situations that happen in this story, especially when how it pertains to the end. That felt like it was like pulled out of my own life, and I just really appreciate that realism and just how true and accurate it felt to me. So this is definitely not a lighthearted read by any means. It can definitely be triggering, and I think you should go in sort of preparing yourself. I mean, it does have a happy ending. I will assure you of that. If you do read it and you'll know there's a scene, you will know, but it's okay. Keep reading, keep reading. But it was very good, and I'm just so thankful that Marg did this as the book of the month. I don't remember if she chose it or if it won through her poll/bracket. I don't remember, but either way, I am very thankful that I did read this story because it was awesome and just very much enjoyed it. And that, my friends, wraps up all the things that I read last month. Sorry for talking your ears off, though I appreciate you listening. So many manga and just wow. But what about you guys? What did you guys read last month? Did you see any of your favorites mentioned here? I would love to hear from you, friends, and I hope that this month will be another great reading month for the both of us, or for all of us, I should say. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!